Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. It is later in the evening, in the night. It's nighttime, and I'm a bit tired. But I was repairing the ship and building a bit more. And one of my viewers, Steven Schneider, or Schneider, how we Germans would pronounce that, I'm not sure. Steven always leads me to an English-speaking country, although we have a lot of Stevens now in in Germany too. It could even be Steffen Schneider. I'm not sure, but he had an idea that I want to test and use, and because I want to build a bit more and work with that idea, I wanted to record now and then maybe make a break and come back to you tomorrow or something like that, to a more reasonable time to record. So just short updates. You can see that I'm clearing out the deck, that I'm starting to build a bridge over the deck. I thought that I could still go with a side-mounted bridge, but I think I will go with something over the landing deck and then have a way through here. Not that I want to land aircraft here or something like that, but then I would have to move the solar power. And the good thing is that the idea was to use, and that's where we go to the bottom, and I built this elevator to move through the decks. There's music. He's playing music in the elevator, and I had to turn down my speakers here. So moved around all the stuff here, and what Steven suggested was this, the Zeppelin gas cell. He called it the airship mod, but that's the only airship mod I can find, and I think that's what he meant. This is a cell you can fill with hydrogen and it gives you lift. And that's a neat idea, because that's not using crazy overpowered reactors or something like that. That's something different, something new. The problem is everything could explode as soon as we place that thing. So maybe I save and then we place that thing before we crash back to desktop or something like that. So let's wait a second. You can see, by the way, that's how crazy it is. I need to definitely redo my whole computer, and I have for a long time now have an M.2 drive in my computer that needs to take over as my boot drive, and then I can use my boot drive to put games on there. And I think that Space Engineers will go on there, I would say. Okay, let's place that thing. Hope that it can be built. We will build 2. This should be able to lift 500 tons when full. So one thing I need to do is then gather ice to fill these things, and hopefully this can alleviate our power problems that we have there. So Zeppelin gas cell, it looks like a normal hydrogen tank, but maybe that also comes with the 50th anniversary of I think a Led Zeppelin album on radio. I'm not sure, that's something I read. Okay, it's filled to 0% right now. Current power usage 1 watt. Input, output, So it also uses this as tank. We will, mostly use it as the lifting body that it's hopefully still is. The mod is a bit old. I'm not sure if it's still works. So let us grab ice and fill the 2 O2 generators I've built down here with the ice, and then hopefully we see that these fill the tanks, and then hopefully we see a bit more lift. We should see that the ship gets lighter, or that the power usage of the reactors goes down. So that might be a thing. That's a thing I could do today. Maybe build more of these things, and then I maybe come back to you tomorrow, and we yeah, and then we see, that's the problem. I'm getting tired, and that means that I lose the ability to remotely speak English. I could gather ice now and do more work, and then tomorrow I will record more, and then we will see what these things do, I would say. Let's do it that way. Maybe I put even more down. The thing is, again, if filled, it should lift with around 500 tons, and we have at the moment, I think, 1,900 tons. See, 2,000 tons. So we could put down more. I still want to keep the engines running for looks, but as much as we are able to lift the ship without power usage and with a different resource, then yeah, that, I think that was a neat idea. So thank you, Stephen, and that was a good suggestion. Okay, I will gather ice now and build a bit more, and then come back to you, for you in a second, for me maybe with a bit more sleep in it. So I'm back in the next day, and I'm running into a bit of problems with the hydrogen cells. The mod itself is nice, but I have problems with them. They don't work like thrusters. They work like an outside force pulling and tugging on the ship, kind of. I don't know how to really explain that. These things don't, like the thrusters, exert force on the center of mass, directly on the center of mass, and just pick that thing up. They work like if something like we landed the ship, and then it slowly sank because there was suddenly a lot of weight on the front of the ship, and they do the same. So the next problem that I have with them is, do you see that point down there? That's the small freighter, or the small transport ship, and you can see that I'm climbing constantly. So there is a script, someone wrote a script for these things to keep them level somewhere, or not level, keep them at a certain height, and he suggests to also use a leveling script to level out the ship itself. The problem that I have with them is that the level script that I have is not, how to say, not fast enough to level it out. It constantly wobbles, so the whole ship is you can see that it goes down in the front, then it goes back up, and then it goes down in the front again, and that's not what I want. So I thought they would work like thrusters and exert a force, kind of like the aerodynamic wings. So these work basically as thrusters. So there's a certain amount of speed, then they pull the ship up, and these don't. So I might have to scrap these. That's not how I want to have the ship. So I tried to level it out with thrusters, and I tried to The biggest problem that I have with them is that when the ship goes down in the front, then it starts to speed up to the front because the most of the thrusters just are there for downward forces, and now I have to level it out with big thrusters in the front and the back that I normally just want to have to speed up, slow down if I want to move that thing. We might have to go for the reactor solution, and so I brought in 2 reactor mods that I want to test out. I'm not sure if I can do that here. I brought back the Azimuth power pack that has hydrogen thrusters or deuterium fusion something, so we have to see, maybe we can go for these, and instead of just using overpowered thrusters that you reactors that use uranium, maybe we can go for just something that uses hydrogen, so that we have an incentive to go out and mine a lot of ice or something like that. I'm not sure how we can do that. The level script, or the height script for these balloons, basically, I wanted to give it a shot, but the main problem that I have is that, again, the leveling script doesn't work too well with it, and again, I don't, it for some reason doesn't give me the benefits of not using, reducing the amount of power that I need. They are not filled at the moment to where it kind of levels it out. The thing is that I have the feeling the ship at the moment uses the thrusters to negate the weight of the ship, and then the extra force exerted, that's what keeps me going up. And I have to say, that's not, I want to be able to fly this thing down and up and bring it into certain height regions and just have it stop where I want it to stop, and not have to fight with another programmable block, constantly having to change numbers there so that that thing then burns the hydrogen to go down. And then if these things, so the ship would work better if I would just rely on the hydrogen cells and use thrusters to maneuver the ship around, because then I could go use the script, stay in a certain height, and then be happy with it, and then I might be able to model a ship around the cells. The problem here is that I have a ship, and I thought maybe just use these things to complement the thrusters, but that doesn't work. So we will go for the reactor solution. It's a bit sad because I thought these things would be really, really cool to use. I might keep the mod and use these. Don't know. We could use them for a different kind of base, and maybe then go and be a bit more deliberate with placing and plan that out a bit more. But now we have a ship that doesn't really accept these things too well, because again they don't work like thrusters. They work like outside forces that pull on the ship. So I will remove these, bring the ship back into its normal state, and then we will take a look at the reactors that I brought in. I have one from the guy that also did these crazy powerful thrusters that we have. I try to go with reactors that don't take the normal reactors and just make them more powerful. I wanted to go with thrusters that use more material. Reactors. Man, I'm not prepared for this. Reactors, I wanted to go with reactors that use more materials to keep it balanced and not to go completely off the hook with everything. And maybe I can then bring them back into this region. You can see that I also worked a bit more on the form. See, by the way, here I try to maybe be able to negate the upward forces with upward firing thrusters. If that would have been possible, that would have been nice. But you can see that the whole ship sways in the wind at the moment. And that's not how I want that to be. The big problem that I now have is that I need to at one point move the programmable blocks and the timer and all that stuff, and that will be another thing that might get to me. Okay, I will remove remove the hydrogen balloons, and then we will go and take a look at what thrusters reactors I brought in, and that should hopefully work out well. In the middle of removal of these things, I had a close call, I would say. That's the ship has, or the base doesn't have good thrusters to the sides, so it only has these thrusters to keep it somewhat stable and somewhat not drift away. I didn't think about that. I removed this side, and then suddenly the whole ship went over to this side, and it's good that we drifted up a bit higher because the ship nearly went down, because suddenly we just had force exerted on that side, and then these thrusters are just not good enough to keep the ship stable and in the air. So that's the problem. The level script couldn't hold up with it, and ooh, not nice. So yeah, I removed now all of them after a bit of stabilizing and running around and going and removing that thing also. And the back ones were not filled. That's good, because otherwise the whole ship would have just gone down. Okay, I have these 3 reactors down here. I have the azimuth reactor, this one. You can see that a lot of reactor components, superconductors and all that stuff. So it's not like I say these things. We talked about that when I brought in the tiered solar panels, that people mostly wanted me to have them so that they cost more, and that's what I said. I don't want to just grab a mod that brings up the power of the normal reactors. That's not the thing I want to have here. And we also have the azimuth fusion reactor. I didn't see if that thing needs more power or more things or whatsoever. So I might have to go to space for that, just to test them, how what they need, what I need to bring in, and what I need to build for them, we could take a moment and see. Let me do a moment of research. Production. So is there a new component available? Usually when something brings in its own fuel or something like that, it puts that in here, and there is not, I believe. There's the quantum black solar cell, okay, then ammunition for all the guns, but I don't see any new fuel or something like that. No. Okay, it seems that the reactors all just take uranium. Let us go to space and take a look how that is. The size of these things is also something, although I think it's just the size just matters to me because it seems they are a lot bigger, but they have the same size as at least these. This is the LY how is it called? It's the composite reactor. I don't know if it just takes uranium. It seems that it just takes uranium. These are the azimuth reactors. This is, I think, the normal one, and this is the fusion one. So I have to see what they do. You can see that it takes a long time to build because reactor components, 6,500 of them, and crazy lag. This only had 4,000. So is there any infos that we can gather from this? This one puts out 900 megawatts, and I can't say. I would have to put uranium in there, so let us grab some uranium just to see how much it uses up, maybe in comparison to the other ones. Could I just go and turn off the reactors? I could do that. I could just go in and just say all the reactors should just turn off, all the connected ones. Then we could see how much it uses up of the although I have also all the solar panels and all the stuff is on too. So let us go and say solar reference, the tiers, 72%. What is controlling this? What do I have? I have these connected. Let me disconnect the mining ship. That's one thing I want to work on next too, is the docking mechanics here, because again, I don't know, I might have talked about that I had discussions with a viewer about how to set that up, and for once I want to turn off the hydrogen here. I think I turned them off. Why are they on now? Doesn't matter. Good. I turned them off because I saw that they definitely take hydrogen when I'm gone from it. So, control panel, reactors. These are the azimuth, large, composite. Okay, I want to turn off all the other reactors. Small reactors? Where do I have small reactors? Somewhere in the big blue I have I definitely have solar panels. I'll just turn these off too. So now there should be there is energy. So it might be that there are also batteries. Yes, there is batteries. They are turned off. Where's the power coming from? There shouldn't be any power here at the moment. So maybe this. Oh, I know where the small reactors are coming from. 5, and then this can turn back its reactors. The amount of reactors for just one small ship is just crazy. No fuel? No. There is fuel in there. How? How? How did something grabbed all the... Something grabbed all the uranium out of the reactors? Let me just power this up just enough so that I can put some Oh no! 200. Just so I can power that up for a moment. So I turned off the reactors and suddenly something grabbed all the... Did one of these reactors grab just all the... No, it can't. They are not connected. So where is the... It could be that Tim just grabbed everything. Okay, I'm getting distracted here from this. Okay, I have to repair that. So this here, I want to see how much basically they. Okay, this one is on. Why is it not? Requires fuel or uranium. It's in there, so why does it not power up? Is it not? Is there no power needed at the moment? I turned off all the solar panels. Let me figure that out and then I will come back to you. The solar panels were still turned on. That is fixed now, so maybe I can go now and take a look. The reactor was the only one that showed up, so that's good. We might see a difference now. I don't know why it's now lagging like crazy, but we will live with that. So control panel, this takes let me get this is the composite, and it takes, at that rate we are producing 19.4, and it takes 0.005 kilograms of uranium, and current runtime is 5 hours with the 100. So we can just take that out again. Now nothing has power. The whole station and ship is unpowered. Now this one, 100, control panel. Whoa! Whoa! But why is it only putting out 1.17 megawatts? Maybe by unpowering this thing, I can extrapolate. So 1.7, and it uses 0.0003 kilograms of uranium per second. So is this one done already? 100 control. This one is not putting out any power at all, so it's done. But now it's putting out. Okay, and it does the same as the other one. So the azimuth reactor. Whoa, the maximum output is the crazy thing here. So the maximum output here is 900. What's this putting out at the moment? Ah, come on. Update that. They are putting out... They're using the same amount of uranium per... So there is no benefit at all. So we don't... that does nothing for me. Today's not a good day. The balloons don't work as I expected them to work. Okay, let's just go in and say solar. Why can I only grab these now on? This is so... Okay, maybe because the whole ship disconnected. That's the problem. Let us find a way to alleviate that. So now the solar panels here. Solar. All of them on. Oh. Hello? The airlock doesn't work. I will have to repair that, and will testing out the reactors just messed with me right now. Good people, if you have something better, a suggestion, maybe you know something about the balloons mod that I overlooked. Maybe you know cooler reactors that I could use. Then please leave me a comment in the comment section. I want to know this. These reactors are just not more efficient. They just produce more power in whole, and I kind of want to, that sounds dumb, but I want to reduce or up the time that the ship can just stay in air with less fuel, maybe. That's why I was on the lookout for maybe some of the hydrogen reactors out there, and I couldn't find any good ones. If you know some, then let me know, because that would be nice to have something. The maintenance time of the ship is my main concern. I want to be able to go away and let the ship stay there and don't have to constantly come back and refuel. Otherwise, if I go away, I will just put one of the crazy solar panels on there and let it stay there. That's one thing I can also do, just to keep it hovering there and not have to worry about it crashing down from at least power loss. I want it to be able to just stay in the air there and hopefully not crash by that. If clang happens like for the rover, then I can't do anything about that, but yeah. These reactors. This all eats me at the moment. I might just stick one of the fusion reactors on there to, or one of the crazy reactors there, just to not have to put a reactor after one reactor after the other on there. But yeah, we have to find a way to. We have to find uranium on the alien planet. I think that's a thing we have to be on the lookout for. Bring a lot of uranium with us, put that in there, and then go mine uranium. I think that will be the thing we have to do. With one of these reactors, we at least are able to run the mining drill for, or the mining beam for a bit, and not have to worry about the ship crashing down because of power loss. And then we can see that we maybe outfit a refinery to use the harvested uranium to at its maximum yield, and hopefully be able to just keep the thing hovering. And if I ever go away, I will just stick one of the quantum solar panels on there, so that I don't have to worry that it just comes down. I can then, don't know, turn it off if it's not needed anymore, and then we have to find a way to, so that you don't feel that I am cheating, and I don't feel that I am cheating. That's the main thing. Good people, a lot of talk today, again, a lot of things around. I would have liked if this episode would have run a different course, if the balloons would have worked and I could have used these. That would have been nice, but sadly it seems they are not the solution that I wanted to have. Good. Thanks anyways for the suggestion, Stephen. That was really nice. And again, if you know more about that, let me know. Good people, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode, I would say. See ya, guys.